Welcome to Just Wanna Quilt, a research podcast coming out of Tulane University Law School, where we explore all kinds of things, stories about quilting, tools, field trips, maybe some famous quilters stop by, and of course a little bit of copyright thrown in just for fun. Hi, I'm Elizabeth Townsend Guard. I'm a law professor at Tulane University Law School, and I just want to quilt.
Okay, so today the Quilting Army is headed from Memphis to Paducah, and they're stopping at a quilt shop before that, and we're going to chat with them. They had the quilt shop open at 8 a.m. before they got on the road. They are dedicated.
Okay, so the Quilting Army stops at Bumbletees in Memphis, or just outside of Memphis. Let me take a look and see from the website. They are in, where are they? They are in, they are in Germantown, Tennessee. So, Bumbletees. The shop opened early for our group, and they're there, and I have a nice conversation about their work. If you want to look at their website, it is bumbletee.com, bumbletees.com, and they talk about their shop and also about their applique kits, which are really cute. So take a look on the website as we talk if you want. Had no idea who they are. Super interesting, super cool. And here's our short interview. It's about 15-20 minutes. There's a little bit of Gigi Bai did a Facebook Live video. So if you want to see the shop, just go to JustWannaQuilt and join our group, and then look for the video. It should be, I'll pin it so that it's there for a little while. Just look for it's Bumbletees, and it's Gigi Bai. So take a look, and Gigi is Gigi, and then Bai is Baay. So if you search on her, you may also find the recording, but it shows a little bit of the shop and what we're talking about. That's how I saw and had the conversation with them. It was from the live feed. So, hi guys. All right, Gigi is posting live. That's right. So this podcast,
she's posting up live. So we're getting this live thing together. And we are so glad that they're patient with us, because this is
practice, right?
This is a good practice run for us. And I mean, hey, we tried, and I made a mistake, and I posted it on the on Statler Bell.
That's okay. It happens.
But guess what? No problems.
That is so cool. Awesome.
I mean, my mistake has turned into the Statler Bells are like, where is this shop? What's the address? What's their phone number? What is this?
That's so funny.
So
That's so
some
great.
additional publicity.
That is so great. All right, so let's see. Yes. I can see. I'm going to turn up the sound so I can say hi to everybody. Hey, everybody. It's weird that Facebook
Live
is...
wait. I'm putting you on speaker.
Okay, cool.
Okay, y'all.
She wants to speak to everybody.
Hey, guys, it's such a cute shop. I wish I was there. Oh, my gosh.
You would stop wishing. Just stay home.
It's so true. You don't have to go on.
That's our people.
Yeah,
she's the one who's done all my quilt. I've yet to meet her.
All right, guys. So
really,
she's the cutest thing.
Oh yeah.
So tell us about the shop.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about the shop.
Oh, sorry.
Jan.
Well,
you a present.
Oh, you're gonna get a present.
What?
Let's see. We're not telling
They're buying you a present.
Oh, very good. Presents are good. All right.
Well,
so tell us the name of your shop.
We're Bumbletees Fabrics in Germantown, Tennessee.
It's so cool. And how long have you been open?
Well, we were at another location for about 8 years, and we just moved into this space 2 weeks ago. So yeah, we're so excited. We were in a small space that was about a quarter of a mile from here. So this space is just amazing for us it's a little bigger and a little better use of space for us to grow. So
And tell me what your sort of your shop is about. Your shop is gorgeous. Do you have a particular like vision of what your shop is?
Yeah, I would say that we are an eclectic mix of fabrics. I would say that we kind of, our thing is probably unusual color, unusual prints, and it sort of started with us doing applique first. So when we first started doing shirts and whatever, we were trying to find the most unusual prints and whatnot, and then it just sort of grew into using it in other ways. And of course, the quilters realized that we were carrying a lot of those good fabrics, and so then we started to grow more toward quilting, and so we've kind of grown in both areas, in applique, but also in quilting. And then we do classes, and so we try to be a nice mix of modern, and we like to have stuff for people who are also more traditional. But we also like to curate unusual combinations of things. So that's maybe our specialty locally. It's kind of coming up with
I love
like mixing.
I love the lamp. That lamp is amazing. Did you tell me the story about the quilted lamp?
Well, in the summertime, maybe about 4 years ago, Jan and I were supposed to be doing something else, and we were procrastinating, like probably schedules or something, and there was a bunch of strips cut for another project that we were uninspired by, so we covered that lamp instead.
That's
kind of how things happen around here.
How long have y'all been open? When did you open the doors?
She worked out of her home first.
Okay.
Then she worked out of a small space doing the applique, and then she opened the other store
By herself.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then I came in at some point, and then we started. That's kind of when we started to go more toward quilting, and yeah,
That's why I was kind of confused as it being a quilting store because it had the name
it evolved.
before. Okay. Right.
It evolved.
With you doing your studio. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was because the quilters kind of led us there. They were like, "Here's what we need from you," and we were like, "Okay." So we just kind of listened to our smarter, more wise quilter friends.
And you're smart enough to listen.
Thanks. Yeah, they were, and they were helpful.
How
We
many
didn't know
quilt
what
shops?
we needed.
How many quilt shops are in your area?
Barely any. I mean,
Really?
let's see.
There's
Yeah.
a couple of more.
Is Quilt Smith still open?
Yes, but they're very
It's okay.
traditional. There's a
Yeah.
couple, but they're
Classy
really
cats.
they don't carry the same kind of things we do,
No.
so we're totally different.
Really
And
interesting.
Yeah, it's a very strange market here.
I've never seen a quilt store like this one where it's incorporated their production along with a classroom, along with just selling a fabric.
Yeah,
I mean, I think it's very unique. It's very cool the way it's turned out.
it's very cool. It's gorgeous.
Thank you.
It really is. It's so great. The ironing stations are amazing.
You know what? That comes from absolute like necessity. This is the most intentional use of space that we've probably kind of ever done, because on our other space it was like the world's smallest quilt shop. Like I think technically it was given that title, maybe by us, maybe by somebody else, and so it felt like when people came in, it felt like we were always like making some. Yeah, you were in the workroom, and so the problem was we were always having to like,
In the workroom, we turned into the classroom.
which also turned into like a community center, and
That's
a
so
therapist.
interesting.
You know,
Yeah. It's divided and yet still
So the-
connected. It's
right.
really nice.
The ironing stations came out of, we had one extra space and we needed to maximize it, because when we do classes, we wanted to be able to break people up and not have them elbow to elbow. So we did those two ironing stations that could be moved, and then we have two more that are portable. So that way we had more use. So yeah.
That's very cool. Did you guys make those ironing stations, or did you find them?
We made them with inexpensive wire racks.
the racks were from Target.
Yeah, and then
The boards were from is just plyboard from Lowe's that we drilled lots of holes in to let the steam go through, and then covered it with batting.
And we rounded the corners.
Yeah, and then covered it with batting and fabric.
That's so cool. It's so cool.
Yeah.
They're so pretty and they're so cool. Do you find people like those better than a regular ironing board?
Yes.
Yes. I think even the novelty of them being prettier is nice.
Yeah.
And they're sturdy, and
But
they're
they're
also
really sturdy.
really wide.
And we have a lot of storage underneath them, which is really nice, for like putting things underneath.
Right.
And that just gives us a lot
That's
more
really
space.
cool.
Yeah.
So you would say that when you moved to this new space, you kept it all as workspace, shopping, and community kind of hanging out space all together. You haven't separated them?
Here, they're all separated. In our former space, it was all just kind of one. So here, we've really, even though there's a flow from one thing to the other, the retail space here is much more of its own space, which makes it make a little bit more to people. It's a little less confusing when you walk in the door because you can see the separation between the workspace and the retail space.
That's really cool.
Yeah, in our former space, being that we were kind of all in one space, sometimes I think it would be a little bit like, what are we doing in here?
That's so interesting.
So.
Very interesting. And in just a couple quick questions we always ask. The economics of it, are you a store that is it class-based that you sort of are drawing people in, or fabric? Where's the bulk of your revenue coming from for the shop?
It's really pretty evenly split between fabric sales, classes, and then sales of our retail, like our handmade gifts and things. We've just found that over the years, it takes all three of those for us to survive, really. It's really hard just to survive on fabric, or just to survive on classes, or just the gift.
Well, in fabric, the key, what seems to be the key around here with fabric is that it's moving it in and moving it out is the key. So if it can come in and come out, and there's a really high demand on something, people will buy it up really quickly because they'll know we're not getting it back in. And that's kind of the name of the game around here, is that we'll get really unusual fabric, and then it'll come in and it goes out. And that's just kind of been the way that we move fabric quicker.
Don't reorder.
That's really interesting. And how much do you feel like you need to do the designers, the hipster designers, as your fabric, or is it just stuff that you guys like? How do you decide which fabric you're buying?
We have kind of a funny, I feel like it's a scientific method that we don't know what it is, but I'm pretty sure it could be studied. No, I think Jan and I kind of will, we kind of stay on what's kind of current. We keep an eye on the color palettes and things that are current, but then I think we go on our gut a lot with sort of having different scale, size prints and different designers that we think actually intermix. Mm-hmm. So we'll kind of look, at various companies, and we'll sort of think through color to sort of make sure that we have a good array of color, but that also kind of work well together.
That's really great.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's really interesting, because I feel like sometimes the designer ones are so dominant that they kind of overwhelm the projects,
Yeah, and sometimes you like some of the colors in a line, but you don't love all the colors in the line. And I just feel like it's more interesting when you go off script a little bit.
Yeah.
You come up with a much more, something with a signature that's more your own, when you're not just sticking to the...
Plus, we don't order, we don't go to Quilt Market and order, all our fabric for this season or for, half a year. We don't pre-order. We order as we go, so that as we hear people talking about projects come up, we'll get online and order from some of our vendors that ship really quick. We'll order what they need, or we'll know that something's coming up, and so we'll know that we'll need a lot of neutrals or whatever, and we'll just do our thing and make good combinations and curate it and get in what they need.
Super
And
interesting.
a lot of times when we see certain fabrics, when our reps do come to us, we'll buy it just because we know our customers, and we'll say, "Oh, we know." Sarah would love that fabric.
Oh, that's really cool. Love it.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Two more questions. Social media. How much does social media play in your business?
It's a lot, and it's probably our weakest area, to be honest with you, because it's like, it feels to me like you can